if you work out but struggle to see progress, you already made it past 80% of people, and be proud of that, right? I've gained 20 pounds per lift in the past month, and before that I was struggling until I learned to healthy bulk and just overload, right? So I just ate a lot more, and I just lifted a lot more. But that's like general information, right? And just understand that if you're already lifting, you are already ahead of 80% of the people in the world because you're already more active, you're already more healthier, you already live longer, and your mind just is just quicker, right? And there's a lot of perks to lifting too. And you're just more attractive, you're more respected, right? I remember 2 years ago, I graduated, right? And I was really skinny back then. I was working out, but I was skinny, right? And I went to play basketball at the park, and I saw a couple of my high school friends, and I had my shirt off because it was hot, right? And they were like, they walked over, they're like, "Bro, you've been lifting, bro." And they kind of used to like pick on me, like these kids. I would play basketball with them, right? And they would kind of like make fun of me, and and they call me trash, and it's like trash talk, but it was like that bullying type of trash talk, right? It wasn't the nice one. They were like, oh, I would be like picked last and stuff, and they would just start making fun of just me, right? Like they would only be picking on me. They wouldn't be picking on anyone else. They would be, saying, I don't know, every time I shoot and stuff. And it's just being disrespectful to me. But when I came back, like nothing changed. The only difference was I lifted more and I was a little bit more confident, right? And they were like, oh, yo, Jalen, you got bigger. And they trash talked me a little bit. You're not gonna lie. They did test me a little bit. They were like, they called me like a butthole or something, which was stupid. I was like, "What? You called me a butthole?" And I was like challenging him a little bit, but I was really just laughing. I was like, "What, bro? Why'd you call me a butthole?" But they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro," and they stopped picking on me. Like they just left me alone. So definitely, like lifting kind of gives you more respect because it kind of makes you respect yourself more, right? And people are saying, I've lifted a couple of times now, and I don't feel I don't feel more confident. Well, bro, it's all about the mindset, right? If you're lifting but you're not complimenting yourself, you're not saying, oh, I did good today. Of course your confidence is not going to be as good, right? If you of course if you do the action but you don't appreciate yourself doing the action, you're not going to be as confident. That's just the truth, right? So I just gained more respect and more confident. And a lot of you guys can relate to this too, right? You didn't start lifting, and then you started lifting, and then now you have more confidence in yourself, and then you could you know you just don't get bullied, right? Like that's just a perk. So yeah, you struggle to gain mass, but you struggle to gain progress, but you just have more confidence in yourself. Like that's good for you. That's better than 80% of the population. A lot of these guys, to deal with this like bullying, they just start vaping. Like they just start eating junk food, and you're in this path to stay healthy and stay strong. That's props for you. That's good for you, right? That's insane. I mean, another benefit is like you just look more attractive too. I mean, I realized like, dude, it's a big perk. Like a lot of people just want to talk to you more, right? Uh, I just have better time with communicating with people because um, I remember I wasn't always like super unattractive. I was always well groomed. I wasn't the type of person to be like not cut hair and then poop stains on your body and then like freaking like like dirty, right? I would shower, bro. I was a clean person, but I realized like social life definitely improved because a lot of people want to be more around you, right? It's not nice to say like, oh, the more attractive person looks, the more people want to be around him, but it's generally the truth. It's the truth, right? The more attractive you look, the more people want to be around you. Is like if you don't play the game, like you're just gonna lose, right? And that's how life is. And you could realize like the more attractive a person is, they just get more status, and they get more recognition, right? And sure, as enough people are gonna say these status and recognition does not matter actually, but that's because dude, like come on now, like it'll be nice, right? Like you can't avoid the game, so might as well be the best at it, right? So like I just get more, respect, and that really improves your mental health a lot, right? When people are, willing to talk back to you, have a conversation with you, and your social life is just bigger because you've been working on yourself, you respect yourself more, so people naturally respect you more. Your mental health is gonna get a little bit better. I'll be honest. Like you're gonna be happier, you're gonna look at the mirror and be like, hell yeah, I look huge, right? I sometimes be doing homework and be like, oh, you guys can relate to this too, right? You just start flexing the mirror because, bro, you've progressed a lot, and that don't get body dysmorphized, right? Don't listen to these bodybuilders because most of these it's just a psyop in the bodybuilder community, right? They say you got to get big, you got to get strong, but most of us just like live to get healthy, right? Most of us, we just live to, live a healthy life, get more, a little bit more attractive, think a little bit faster, right? And, live a little longer. Not all of us want to, get as, big as possible. It's mostly, a psyop from these bodybuilders community. They say to get as big as possible, but really, you look at the street interviews, right? They have three pictures. They ask girls, which is the most attractive type of body, right? They have these skinny guys that don't lift, and then they have these skinny guys that do lift. But really, these guys are like really muscular, but they're just not as big as these like bulky bodybuilders, right? You ask these girls, oh, which one are the most attractive? Majority of the girls are gonna pick this, the skinny jack guy, right? You could go on YouTube, search like street interviews, most attractive body types, and you'll find it. If you live to be more attractive, you don't really need to become that big, right? And the bodybuilding community will convince you that because you're skinny, you're not healthy and you're unattractive. And that really leads to body dysmorphia, right? And insecurity within yourself. So when you lift, you're not even gaining your confidence, and that's really hurting yourself too, right? Like, bro, you lift, bro. Good job, good for you. You work on yourself, like hats on the back. Don't listen to these bodybuilders saying you're skinny and you shouldn't respect yourself, right? Victim weight. Shut up. There's no such thing as victim weight. Come on. If you're in the gym, you're grinding, you're pushing till failure, you're getting uncomfortable. That's good enough already.